What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I am your host, Edwin, and where do all fights start? Round one. So we have an amazing show for you here today. We have a couple big announcements. Um, and I'm gonna announce them a little bit later in the show. Uh so we have a lot of fighting to talk about. Let's get right into this episode without further ado. I'm excited for this one today, baby. Let me tell you. All right. All right, hold on. I gotta check some audio here first. All righty then. Okay. I'm trying to adapt the new little system here. So please bear with me for one quick second as I check all systems. Hold on. Wait. See, it didn't do my sound effects. Let me know if you hear my sound effects now. Let me know if you can hear the crowd cheering now and this. All right, let me check that out. Wow. What's up, Carlos in the building? How you doing? What's up, guys? Give me one moment. I'm just gonna set up here. I don't know why my effects are not. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, maybe because let's let's see this now. What about now? Let's see. No, can you guys hear that or not? Okay, hold on. I got this playing over it, but let's see if this works. No? Ah, okay, I got this playing. But let's see if this works. What am I doing wrong? Okay, I got it. Got it. Got it. There we go. Sorry about that little delay, guys. I'm trying to adapt a new little system here, and I got a big announcement for Round One Sports Talk. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Right now, um, I have a big announcement. Um, I just met with what is going to be the new Round One Sports Talk squad. Okay. Um, I'm assembling a squad of subscribers and members here. I talked to Bam Bam Boogie today, and we went over a few things. And Round One Sports Talk is going to be stepping up to another level here. In fact, I'm running a little bit late here. In fact, because of the fact that uh, I'm implementing all these new things. So, what I mean by that is I'm gonna have my co-host is gonna come on, which my co-host, I'm gonna be announcing him now, is gonna be Bam Bam Boogie. And then I'm gonna have my numbers guy. I would like to announce if he would accept the position, Armando. Armando, I spoke with Bam Bam, and I would like all of us to get together and talk a little bit more. I also am welcoming Frontline. That's my dude. To come on too. As a special guest too as well. So we're really gonna start bringing boxing content to you guys in a more broad way. These guys, these gentlemen that I'm inviting onto the show, and I would like them to come on either on a daily basis or also hold on. I kind of slept on the call here, I think. Okay, hold on. I also got to put on my headphones cuz this was the issue I was having. Okay, now I got it going. Okay, hopefully my system here works. And by the way, I'm nursing this code. I think I caught that Rona, man. I was feeling good the day I came on. Right after that day, I've been in bed for these past 3 days. I had liquids coming out of everywhere in my body, right? And it was just horrible. I'm feeling a little bit better still right in here. I got a massive headache. It's like a, you know, so I got one of the lights out because the lights are bothering my eyes, and I'm really under the weather right now, but I have a lot of announcements that I wanted to make and bring to the channel as we talk with boxing. So that's the Round One Sports Talk squad. They're going to be the original, and we're going to try to make something really great here, and as well bring boxing and establish, a kind of relationship with our audience where that we bring facts here at Round One Sports Talk, and that's what I mainly like about these guys right here. Um, you know, we don't necessarily always just share all our opinion or how we view. We go by the numbers here and we tell it like it is. So the guys here that have been with me for quite some time, um, we're gonna try to put something. And Carlos, my man that was on the other night with me, I welcome him to come through too. Always. I had a great conversation with Carlos. I forget what the numbers was, 74747 or something, Carlos. Um, but he knows who he is. And we had a great conversation about boxing. And that's what I like here. I make a safe environment where we can all come on and share our opinion. And I promise from now on, also being more interactive with the chat. I want to implement that because I know I get to going sometimes, but it's usually typically because I'm up here and I just got so much to say sometimes about certain things. And forgive me for not always answering all your comments and stuff, but That's a thing of the past. We're gonna be more interacted with our viewers. I want to know what you guys think, as well as this is an educational boxing channel, okay, where we can educate each other. Education comes both ways. You, the viewers and the fans, I want to know what you know about boxing. It's going to get me better, more informed, and smarter. And also when I share what I know with you. Okay. So that's the beautiful thing about this channel that I'm making here, and that's the kind of vibe we're putting down here. We're going to try to take this boxing thing to a whole new level. So we're going to come into the new year 2025, new look, new squad, and we're coming full force for all those boxing channels that want to act like they're bringing the news. No, you come here, Round One Sports Talk, and this is where you come to get your boxing content. And we're gonna be having a more, like I said, broad perspective on all the fighters. For instance, if we're gonna kick off the new year, well then damn it, let's kick it off right. And we're gonna talk about some of our guys. That's right, I said our guys, Puerto Rican fighters, or American fighters as well. And a lot of top Puerto Rican fighters are making their way throughout the divisions. And a lot of young talent are coming up throughout this year right here. We're going to talk about fighters like that, Japanese fighters, American fighters, Ukrainian fighters, Mexican fighters, but we're also going to break down some of their history and what makes them so rich in boxing and what is their contribution to the sport we love. For instance, when you think about Puerto Rican fighters, right? And you think about, Puerto Rico as like it's a small country, it's not very big at all. If you were to take the population, for example, pound for pound, Puerto Rico holds their own. They really do. And Puerto Rico, I believe Um, they're fifth amongst all countries to have world champions, and that's saying a lot for an island that small. It truly is. We're behind um, U.S., Mexico, Japan, U.S., Mexico, Japan, the UK. That's four. I so that no, that's the four, and then we become five. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I thought we were missing. Then that would make it six. No, so we're only behind U.S., Mexico, Japan, and the UK. Now, those islands, those size, look at the size of America. Look at the size of the UK. Look at the size of Japan. You know, um, Japan went on a ill run, in just the past 3 to 4 years, 5 years, maybe a little further back. I would say about 10 years. 10 years. Japan made a ill run. As you can see currently today, what do they have? 11 world champions or something like that? I know they won one, lost one in recent, but Puerto Rico, it goes to show you how strong they are, as a country. And let's see if I could remember some fun facts here about Puerto Rico. In 2004, we were the first country in 2004. I think that was the year. And I think I'm pretty right on this. 2004, we were the first country ever in boxing history by 2004 to have had a world champion in all 17 divisions. No other country has ever done that. Not even USA, but since we're part of you, congratulations. You're welcome. Um, Wilfredo Gomez, right? He became the first super bantamweight champion with the most title defenses, and he won all his title defenses by knockout. Um, I want to say it was 17. I don't know why the number 14 is popping in my head right now. Um, but I think it was 17 world title defenses. Other champions in Puerto Rico, they were fighters such as Wilfredo Benitez, and Wilfredo Benitez has one of the most, I think, um, astounding achievements, which is becoming a world champion by the age of 17 years old. He became a world champion by the age of 17. He was a 17-year-old kid was in there fighting with grown ass men and knocking them out. He was truly something else. Oh man, he is one of our top guys. Uh you got fighters like Hector Camacho. Now Hector Camacho wasn't like a really like huge boxing Puerto Rican star, and he was in his own right. He really was. But like in America and like other countries for people that knowing him, he wasn't that global of a superstar. But in Puerto Rico, places in America like New York and shit, he was very loved and revered. Um, I think he could have been a better champion, but here's a fun fact about Hector Camacho, the Puerto Rican champion. You see, Amanda Serrano, our woman Puerto Rican champion, she has a belt, a world title in 7 weight divisions. She has legitimately real world champions. And in one division, she collected all 4 belts. So she has all 4 belts and 7 weight division. She is, some people want to argue this, but I don't have to argue it. She is the best female boxer we've ever had, Puerto Rican or otherwise. 7 weight divisions? Come on, do that first and then we'll talk. Okay? And get 4 belts on your way there, right? So why I brought up Amanda Serrano in comparison to Hector Camacho, which I was alluding to, fun fact. Do you know that Hector Camacho has 7 belts and 7 weight divisions? Yeah. Hector Camacho has a belt in 7 weight divisions. The only problem is that 4 of those divisions, the belts were minor belts. He only has 3 real weight divisions with world titles, but he did secure minor belts in 4 other weight divisions. So if you're gonna count Manny Pacquiao shit, you would have to count Hector Camacho, and that would make Hector Camacho a 7 division world champion. Just in case you guys didn't know that, fun fact. Yeah. Um, I love my Puerto Rican champions, man. I wish I could. I know a lot more, but throughout the years, man, you forget a lot, but I got you guys here. So you have any fun facts about them, feel free to drop them in, you know, and we can help, talk about that. And maybe perhaps on another date, I'm going to do Mexico and all their fighters. Tell me what country you would like me to talk about. Japan, UK, any of them, and I'll dig up your world champions. And I know that this is not the best representation for Puerto Rico because I'm really just going off the top of the head here, but I'll even do a better one for Puerto Rico, and I'll really dig in to all their champions and the most decorated. There are a lot of champions Puerto Rico have at the lower weight division that really don't get their just dues. You know, and if I mention their name, oh, excuse me. That's that cold, man. It is really kicking, man. Everything almost just came up right there. I'm feeling so weak inside right now. Oh man, you have no idea how bad I'm faking it right now, but I'm pushing through because I wanted to come on and deliver some news and boxing content. I can't leave you guys with this shit they're spewing out there. You know what I mean? So I had to hop on and at least give you something to watch, right? So what's up, guys? How you guys doing? What's that? Warlock Boxing, how you doing? In the building, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for everybody that's tuned in. Carlos, how you doing? Sogan, what's up with the nope? Oh, you couldn't hear that? Oh, yeah. The sound effects. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I want to stay with these chats more, man, and stay with you guys. Um, I want to answer more of your questions and give you more feedback on these fights and also break down some of these fights of what's going on in the ring as the fight. You know, a lot of these YouTube guys have, you know, I would say for the most part, decent content. Some guys are copy print, print, the one thing I have on my side is that I have a boxing eye and a boxing IQ. I've been in a few fights myself, so I can break down fights and tell you exactly how I see the fight, what the fighter could have done better, and what he would need to improve on. There were a lot of big matches that ended the year. One really comes to mind is Jaime Munguia and the way he got brutally knocked out. He for for the most part, I felt like he was winning the fight hands down. And this is one of those cases where we put so much pressure on these fighters that if you don't score a knockout in today's era, oh, the fight sucked, right? Unless it was like a knockdown, bagged out drink, one of those. But yeah, for the most part, these fans want blood. And Jaime Munguia, although he was winning the fight, he was clearly outboxing the guy, drops the guy. He was in his hometown. And because of this thing that the fans, we want a knockout in his home crowd, he went and looking for the knockout and got knocked out. Um, that was one of the reasons, but it wasn't the reason why he got knocked out. The main reason why he got knocked out is because he stood there like a statue. He didn't anticipate this guy to punch back. In the If we think back to what was occurring in the ring, Jaime Munguia was going forward. He had the kid in a little bit of trouble, and you could see a little bit of like worry in the kid's face. Jaime Munguia goes forward and he starts snapping the jab at him. And what he's trying to do is land big shots on him. So he goes forward and throws the shots that he anticipated on landing. What happened? The dude took one and blocked the other. He wore it well. His back touched the ropes, and coming off the ropes, the ropes touched his back. He leaned on them, and he didn't necessarily use the ropes as a springboard where sometimes you can do that. But when he came off the ropes, he saw Jaime Munguia just standing there with his hands down here like this, right? He just Jaime got caught watching him. He got too relaxed in the situation, and at some point, even that close, he felt safe. Maybe it was because of the guy's record. The guy came into the fight with only 4 knockouts, right? So Bruno was like not known for his power at all with only 4 knockouts, but he was confident. He felt the fight slipping away from him and he knew he had to do something big. Boy, you know, when they talk about a walk-off grand slam in the big game or that walk-off touchdown or that game-beating bucket, bro, he put his jaw in the third bleachers up there, bro. For a guy that doesn't hit that hard, the problem was it was his execution and the fact that Jaime Munguia literally put his chin out there like if it was a display on a freaking in a mall, and it was just like it was. He must have saw Jaime's jaw and was like, "Holy shit balls! It's Christmas!" Like he couldn't believe that he was so like up. I mean, he wasn't like this, because in a fight, the reason why, one of the reasons why we're taught to keep our guard up, one of the main reasons is because if you get hit hard, the human body, what happens is it's like it's like all of a sudden you get hit and you glitched out, right? Your computer system glitched, right? What happens is the body records the last position your hands were in. So if you ever go back and you watch any knockout, right, where a guy gets like stunned, one of those before he gets dropped, like it'll be like a two-piece sequence. Like the first one hurt him, and then this one put him away, like that, right? Okay. So when you get hit hard, why we're taught to keep our hands up is because when you get hit, your hands automatically go to the last place you had them. So say they were up here and you got hit hard, pow, your hands are going to stay there. If you were doing this and you get hit hard, your hands are going to lock right here. And that's where you go boom, 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 and you go down. So if you got hit hard and your hands were up, there's a possibility that the next punch that comes hits your guard. And it buys you that split second you need. And maybe his punch as well with the block wakes you up. But at least you got the punch blocked rather than getting hit hard and your hands go. Because you over here showboating, you like this. You showboating and they catch you. Bow. Watch where his hands go back. They lock in the very last position. That's why they want you to have your hands up all the time. You get hit by and they stay there. Your body does that automatically. Yeah. So Jaime was out of position. He was out of place and his defense was nowhere to be found. It's the good thing is that his mistakes can be corrected. Jaime's a good boxer. He just got to stay focused. It seems like that's one of his problems. Jaime looks like he's well trained. He just doesn't have the mental fortitude to stay the course. He keeps, like, you'll see spurts of his new training. You'll see it. He actually looked better. He was blocking shots better and everything. And all of a sudden, somewhere in the fight, he just can't keep it together. And these are some things I talk about in boxing, breaking down the fighter themselves rather than just always talking about a story or somebody tweeted on X. I talk about real boxing here and situations that happen in a fight. So Jaime's situation is a type of situation that can be corrected. What Jaime needs to focus on is his discipline to the game. He has to stay focused. The kid could fight. He's just making mental boxing errors. He should have never been in that position for a fighter with that many fights coming off one of the biggest challenges in Saul. Ryder was a tough cookie too. I know Ryder, after watching that, he's like, what the, like, I should have knocked him out like that? And then when you get knocked out that brutally, like now everybody in the division is looking at you like food. So you might catch a lucky break and score a knockout on a big fighter if they sleep on Jaime Munguia. He's not done as a fighter, nowhere near that, right? Um, like I said, I don't, he hasn't taken what I meant by that was he hasn't taken a lot of damage. I mean, Jaime gets hit a lot. Let me kind of retract that because I'm on the line on that one. Well, he doesn't really he gets hit a lot. He gets hit by some big punches too. But not like where that Jaime's walking out. Well, there was a couple instances. I mean, he's had his moments, his wars and his battles. Yeah, I could think back on his career. Um, getting hit by Saul can't be fun, right? But for the most part, he's like 50-50. He's nowhere near done though as a fighter, and that's what I mean. I believe Jaime can bounce back from this, but he's gonna need one, a good dancing partner. Just look what happened when you try to go in with a tomato can. Learn your lesson from that. And Jaime, you must have underestimated this dude, you know, and just like he underestimated, I'm not gonna say it. I am not gonna say it. I was gonna say it, but you know what? What who a boxer's dating, what a boxer marries, or any of that other stuff, technically that's on them. I was gonna bring up a situation I ran into about Jaime Munguia. He's a good kid. He's a good kid. He comes from way out there, and you know, um, Jaime's not a city slicker. No, no, not at all. And I also think he's a helpless romantic. Um, for the type of wife he chose. Let's just say that he put on his cape and he's gonna go try to save her when I don't think she wanted to be saved. I'm gonna leave it right there. So anyway, um, yeah, let me check up with you. Okay, Mexico. Thank you for tuning in the building. Good to see you. How you doing? Mexico boxing number one. We own Mexico. Ha ha! My man, we own Mexico boxing. Yeah, you sure do. You know, and everybody else had their piece of the pie too. And we're constantly competing against each other. Mexico, it definitely is a powerhouse in boxing where I believe in the world champion situation. Well, first of all, right, it's so unfair that I've said this. I've said this. At some point, we got to draw a line in the sand for the United States, right? we got to kind of get a number where that the rest of the countries have a possibility of catching up, at least the top three, right? Because if we were to put all US world titles against everybody else, you guys are never going to catch us. The next closest, like from US to the next is, I think it is Mexico that is in the second. It's either Mexico or the UK. I believe it is Mexico, but we're like 463 world championships away from you, from Mexico. We're almost 500. I don't think they're going to catch us. So, to make it fair, I'm petitioning, let's draw a line in the sand. Let's give Mexico a chance. Let's give the rest of the countries a chance. What are you afraid of, America? Competition? If we're the best, then I'm not saying make it even. I'm not saying that. Give us a little lead because deservingly, we got a 460 something lead. So to make it fair, and I'm cutting a lot here. I'm cutting a lot. Okay. Give us 50 belts. 50 belts on your number. Who's ever next. And I'm dropping 400 and something belts. I think that's very reasonable. One, it makes America look that someone can catch them. Maybe it'll light a fire under their eyes, under their asses, and our guys start, you know? Because if it's announced in the next 5, 6 years that a country is 10 belts away from beating us and that there'll be a new king, a new change of the guards, it'll make things interesting now, wouldn't it? Or maybe because now the other countries to catch Mexico, right? I think they're like 200 belts away from Mexico. Japan, no, I think Japan might be ahead of Mexico right now. In fact, in the last 10 years, shit's changed. I got to go look that up. That's a fun fact. And I'm going to bring you accurate numbers on that right there. I didn't have no idea I was going to run into this conversation, but I know my history of boxing though. And I know that it's just so far away. Tell me what you guys think about that. I'm not saying forget about all those belts or nothing. No, technically they do count. But let's start over. Let's start over. We know what the number is. It's not disappearing. I'm not saying take it out the record books. Hell no. That's those men and women earned that. But let's create a little excitement in the sport of boxing. Now that's two things that I've brought serious topics in boxing to you guys, the viewer. First, I announced that there should be a scoreboard in boxing, right? I'm pretty sure out of all the men and women in the years of boxing, I'm not the first person to say this. I'm not claiming to be a genius. I told you I'm not reinventing the wheel. But let's see how far my voice could travel. With you, with the help of you guys, share my video. Like the videos, guys. And maybe we could get some of these ideas to some of the ears of the powers that be. Maybe if they gave me a little nod, I would appreciate it. But those are the two things that I bring, to try to, you know, change a little bit with the sport of boxing. I believe boxing has to evolve just like any other sport in the world. You know, um, so what do you guys think about that? Just for competitive nature. to give the other countries motivation to be like, yo, we could catch them, you know, and give them real credit. Give them real credit. Don't just, we know that these belts are over here. Then when someone catches up to you, go, oh, no, no. Make this a real point in time in boxing. Give it credibility. Honor it from such date and time. Let's just say, hypothetically, we say 2025, January. The boxing world declared that America's going to start here and all other countries are going to start from here, here, here. And from that moment on, we take off. And that date is a real date and is acknowledged in the boxing world where we started over in boxing. We wanted to be more competitive and we wanted to be more challenging for all countries. A lot of these countries are getting real good um, coaching now. A lot of I was recently was talking with a gentleman, and we got into the conversation of how Cuban um, boxing coaches were defecting, and they were ending up in Santo Domingo. And there were guys out in Santo Domingo had a couple dollars and was like, "We'll pay you a lot more, and you'll finally stop driving that 1957 Chevy that's been in your family for 5 generations. And for God's sake, half the cars made out of a freaking a lawnmower." A washer, a dryer. These guys are really creative over there. Have you ever seen their show? Yo, they'll make a freaking Lambo out of a washer machine, a fucking toaster, and you know what I'm saying? They'll put that bitch together, and all of a sudden you got a Lambo. It's just not a Lambo, it's got a lawnmower engine in it, but it looks badass. I mean, the paint job is phenomenal. You should see these dudes. I'm telling you, it's crazy, right? And they got like in over there because they don't, because we know the history of, you know, um, that, like, say if Pedro had a car piece, right? They got like books where they're like noted in so that, like, the town, if you're ever looking for that, like, listen, them car pieces are refurbished about 100,000 times. It's ridiculous. It's crazy, but they are remarkable with that shit. They do what they survive with what they got. Great innovators, man. Oh man, it's crazy. So, who's that? Okay. Mexicans suck at 140. Opinions. Um, you know, I'm pretty sure there are boxers in your nationality that suck in some division somewhere too, right? And I'm pretty sure you guys both have uh, a great fighter. As far as myself, Puerto Rican fighters, I'm excited. I am excited. There are a lot of young top prospects coming up. Puerto Rican fighters that have under 10 fights. Some of them are just slightly over that, but really making their mark and their way up. And we have we have a unified world champion in Oscar Collazo. He has legit belts and he's looking to try to unify and perhaps become undisputed. That man took off with his career like a rocket. I think it was like 6 fights. He like got a belt or something. It was like ridiculous. Okay. Um, like when fighters do those kind of achievements, those achievements should be talked about. And these fighters should get their credit and their flowers for doing as such. Naoya Inoue became a 2 division world champion in only 8 professional fights. That is a pretty good accomplishment right there. That is not easy, and being like a all of 19, 20, 21 years old, that's when he was doing these kind of things. He really made his way. So Japan is like, that's their big guy. Saul Canelo Alvarez for the Mexican is definitely leading the way, but Mexico got some strong fighters, and they're always in the mix because you know the Mexicans are in there like swimwear, right? Listen, you can't talk boxing without Mexicans. Fun fact, fun fact, the respect that the boxing world as a whole has for Mexico, well, let's see. Mayweather made it the most famous when he came out in traditional Mexican attire. You know, he had the flag. He had the red, the white, and the green, right? The gloves. He came out with the robe, right? Okay. Name me one country in the world collectively that all other nationalities and nations have wore their trunks, their colors. Name me one other country that you've seen, anybody that you've seen that they've wore their flag. Yo, I can name you countless fighters that out of respect wore the Mexican flags on their trunks. And they had like the straight Mayweather jump off. Tank Davis did it. Shit. I think Tyson Fury did it. He had like the Mexican thing. Um, there's just so many fighters that have done that. And why do you think they do that? Because Mexico is rich with boxing culture. They are truly a boxing country, such as Puerto Rico. We're revered for our boxing. Boxing in Puerto Rico started in like um World War I, right? When the US troops that were stationed like over there, they started practicing boxing. Then all of a sudden, like Puerto Ricans started like, boxing and stuff. And it was good that happened in that moment in time. That was like in 1962. By 1972, boxing started really kicking off in Puerto Rico. They held their first sanctioned boxing match. The WBO boxing belt was established. The organization, it got its respect. It put up some really good champions at that time. Um, and it really Puerto Rico really held their own for a country so small. The rich culture that comes out of Puerto Rico, it's just like Mexico. I mean, they love it so much that they have the WBC over there. Their main headquarters is in Mexico. But as we all know, everybody in the world qualifies to win your belt for the WBC. But the WBO is like the IBF for the most part. They're straight shooters. They'll work with you. Every organization has some little shit behind them, but well respected belt, earned its way, put in a lot of years without being recognized as a world championship. A lot of years. And on that fateful day when Bernard Hopkins and Oscar De La Hoya met in the ring in Los Angeles, there, LA, they fought for all four belts. And the WBO was in attendance on that night. These are two massive names. And as we all know who the hell the golden boy is, Oscar De La Hoya. Hopkins kind of made his by the executioner, right? He was the guy that came out of prison, the bad boy. Uh, he didn't play nice with none of the promoters, Hopkins. He was a real difficult man to work with. Hopkins was, but I mean, he could have made some better business decisions. I'm not going to say that all his business, no, no. He blew a lot of money. There were situations Hopkins left millions of dollars on the table. And you know, he would shoot himself in the foot sometimes, if you ask me. But it was his career. And if the man chose to run it that way, I respect you, you know? Um, so as far as like Puerto Rican boxing and the contribution that Puerto Rico has given to the sport, um, they were a country that made a belt, made it worldwide. They've had numerous of champions and counting. I don't know what the number is right now currently. The last time I think I checked it was last year. I remember I made a video on it and I said the number, but I'm not sure what it is now because technically Emmanuel Rodriguez did win a belt back. He lost it, but he did win it back. Um Now the debate goes, I have to check to see if they're counting your because technically Emmanuel Rodriguez won the same belt back in the same weight division he already got credit for. It would be like counting the same belt twice. I'm not sure if they're accepting that or if they're acknowledging any belt is any belt. How they doing it? So I would have to really like look how they're counting it, you know? Cuz if you win the same belt 4 times or some if you and I don't think nobody's ever done that, but just hypothetically, I don't think they give you 4 belt credit. Still one division and you won the IBF 4 times. That means you had to have lost it at least 3 times to go get it back. But it's still only one belt. You can't count that 4 times technically. So I want to see how they're doing it, right? So for that I can go off of that. And then there were other champions, Puerto Rican champions that, there were a couple interim guys. I know that much. Interim. And are we counting Shakur Stevenson or are we not? How does that work? Is he Puerto Rican or is he not Puerto Rican? You know what I mean? So because Shakur Stevenson is a multiple division world champion, and if you guys are not claiming him, we'll take him. I'll take him. I'll take him. Come on, Shakur. Come be Puerto Rican, 100% Puerto Rican. Get your punk ass over there. We got some talking to do. You know what I'm saying? Get over there. You're gonna shine. All right. We're just gonna have to block bullshit for you. We're gonna have to block bullshit. But we gotta know: are you in or are you out, Shakur? Let us know, damn it. Can't be playing the sides, dog. You know how like in the Chappelle show they were doing the draft and they were like drafting Tiger Woods. It was like the brothers or the Chinese and the brothers won them. They was like, we'll take Tiger, you know. Ah, I like the flow of the show. Please hit that like button. I think the flow of the show is going amazing right now. I think it's because of my energy and the anticipation of maybe Bam Bam Bully pulling up to his job with the rest of the crew, but they know where to be found, and I'm announcing the squad, and where's the squad at right now? You know, come on, guys. But today, I'm not sure if they knew I was going on because of the fact that I've been really under the weather, you know. But like I said, I got to give you guys something to tune into. All right. With these guys, what are they? They're under like 99 million swear and threatening. They should be threatening each other to pull up at their houses by now on a boxing channel, or they're probably talking about somebody's girl or glasses or jewelry or somebody's car. You know what I mean? But everything but boxing. And then in between all their bullshit, they'll slide in some boxing stuff, you know. So I had to come on and keep my fans educated because I think that's what we're doing it for, right? We're doing it to educate each other. And like I said, if you guys got something you want to share always on the channel, feel free. In a minute, I'll be dropping the link so that anybody can come up. But I got a little bit of the show to put together. And I'm hoping that my co-host answers the phone here, and comes on. But hey, he must be tied up because I gave him a few assignments. I needed him to follow up on some things. So hopefully he's either doing that, at least doing that, right? You know what I mean? But round one sports talk, man, we got more big things coming your way. We have a sweater, round one sports talk, Notre Dame's World Championship sweater, where we call. He's just not answering. I don't know what's going on. But why isn't it hanging up? Can you guys hear that? It's still ringing in my ear. Go figure. And I got no picture. Wow, this phone is toe up. Wow. Okay, there it goes. So anyway, hey, I might as well put the. I was gonna try to have a conversation. Armando, my man, how you doing, baby? In the building. Armando, if you have time, go back and watch the beginning of this show. Armando, I wanted to also talk to you. I talked to Bam, and in 2025, we want to kick off this year with a bang. Putting together the Round One Sports Talk squad. You know, some of my subscribers and guys that I trust to come on and talk boxing. Armando's is my number guys. He knows a lot about the number game and analytics, and I want him to come on with Bam Bam and kick off, some of these shows. Armando, I'm going to be dropping the link in about 5 minutes. If you want, get yourself together, and I invite you to come on. And I want to talk to Frontline as well. So it's Bam Bam, Frontline, and Armando. I talked to Bam Bam for like, half hour, and all of a sudden he's a manager. He's gonna manage all of us. You know what I mean? This shit really got to him. Like listen, Armando, Bam's up here, we're still over here. Like he's in Hollywood already. You know what I'm saying? But I love Bam's energy. He's gonna get us there. Bam's gonna be that manager for us when we got that studio. Who knows, Armando? You know what I'm saying? We might be in a huge studio. Bam over here in his little studio thing. You over here. We over here kicking off fights, going to see fights. Man, listen. Que Dios me escuche. Huh? Put the Round One Sports Talk squad together. And let's bring this boxing context to the viewing audience like it should be put out there. Facts over feelings. A lot of people get their feelings hurt. Hey, facts over feelings, man. I'm here to bring you guys boxing content. I'm not here to take sides. I'm not here to, and sometimes me going hard, or, what I'm saying, no diddy on a boxer, but really, bringing it to the boxer because maybe I'm hoping that he hears me and it lights a fire under his ass, and he gets his shit together, whatever they're doing, whatever fighter I'm talking about. But I love all boxers. Some I love a little bit more, but when I'll tell you guys, I'm always honest. And it's something about me that, I've been, listen, I've told a lie or two. Your Honor, it wasn't me. Okay. Listen, I've lied. Okay. you know, But in this, I feel that it'll do boxing a disservice by promoting this guy and hyping him up. And all of a sudden, you're like, "Yo, round one was saying this guy is the next thing since the return of Christ. He's the best." And he goes out there and he gets knocked out. The next day, I might not get on social media, but you guys will be waiting for me. But right? I don't want to be that guy. So what if he's the guy that I'm telling the truth about is not my guy? Technically, I might love him as a boxer. Like, for instance, Naoya Inoue. He's not an American fighter. But you know what he is? A fucking fighter, bro. A real warrior. A real this he is amazing. There's a lot of amazing fighters. I like Tank. I like Terrence Crawford. I like Saul Canelo Alvarez. Shit, I like Lomachenko. I like Demetrius Bivol, Arthur Benavidez, David the Monster Benavidez, right? Benavite. I say Arthur's name wrong sometimes. I get it messed up. Sorry about that, Arthur. I never mean to mess up your name. I'm getting better at it. Um, there's a lot of great fighters. I watch boxing for many different reasons, but I always share this with you. And I was always honest from the moment I started this channel. The reason why I watch boxing is to find out who's the baddest motherfucker on the planet. What does he look like? Who is he? Who does it the best? Naoya Inoue, he came into boxing and up to present day, he's currently coming up against his 24th consecutive world title fight. Yeah, the mic works. It does work, right? Yeah, you heard that correctly. 24 consecutive world title fights. Consecutive in a row. 4 division world champion. How are you doing that if you're coming on 24 consecutive world champ? That means you jumped throughout the division and right away, your first fight in the new weight division, you fought a champion. You didn't take a tune-up fight. You didn't do any of that stuff. Some of Naoya Inoue's fights that went the distance, there was only 3, right? There was that Japanese fighter that was really popular out there. I don't want to mess up his name. I'm going to try to say his name, and I know I'm going to screw it up. I don't like messing up people's names, and this bothers me. I need to get better at this. And every time I make a video and I talk about fighters, I learn their names better and better and better. It bothers me. I wouldn't like anybody messing up my name. I remember I won, in fact, a boxing match, and the newspaper spelled my last name wrong. I was pretty pissed. And because it was in the Golden Gloves, because that was the night I won the Golden Gloves, and I was on the front page of the Holyoke, what was in the Globe, Holyoke Globe or something, right? The fight was in 19, I want to say 97. No. Not what am I talking about? 97. What are you talking about? 87. God damn, I'm old. Right? No. Yeah, no. No, it had to be later. No, it wasn't. It was like 1988. 1988, 87. Damn, I'm old. I won my first Golden Gloves then, and I was in the paper. Yo, I want to write that paper to see if I can get that picture, because that's got to be like, I don't, you should be able to track history, right? A newspaper. I want to track that shit. Yo, I was on the front page, bro, doing my thing. Yeah, it was 87. It was Holyoke, Springfield, Massachusetts, Massachusetts, and I was on the front page. If anybody can look that shit up, man, I would appreciate you. I should like try to look it up. I think with technology today, we should be able to find that shit. Yeah, that was a great picture of me too. I was like, ah. You can see like the little muscles. Those are called hunger cuts because the brother was hungry back then. Yeah, we weren't rich, you know what I mean? We ain't had nothing. So my ribs was touching. So it made me look like I had abs, but those are not abs. Those are hunger cuts. I was starving. I needed McDonald's after that fight, and I needed to knock his ass out to get it because that's when the coach bought it. So mom wasn't cooking tonight, so I had to knock him out, you know. Hey, it is what it is, man, you know. But yeah, that was a great night for me. That was my little moments and shit, you know. Uh yo, what's up? Okay. Yes, Armando. Yep. Today I'm in Leicester. I'm enjoying the contest. Next time I'll join. Okay, yeah, brother. Oh, you ahí cerquita, pero eso es Leicester para acá, por aquí, por Massachusetts. No quiero decir mucho donde tú te estás, si te molesta o si no te importa, you know. But yeah, and Julio, no, don't really, Armando, don't play with me, Armando. Armando, if you can get that picture, bro, yo, I would love you, bro. No P Diddy though, you know what I mean? You know, as homies, you know what I mean? Yeah, yo, if you could, man. But I think the best way would go would to be contact the newspaper, right? So it's between those years. It's got to be those three. I know, you know, I'm thinking way back here, you know. I'm pretty up there right now, my age, you know. I still look a little good, you know. I guess I was fighting good because that's what I tell my brother and them. I'm like, man, I must have did something right. You see any cuts up here? You see, my nose is, I mean, it's a little crooked. I took one or two there, but yo, for the most part, shit, for the amount of fights I had, shit, um, I still look great, you know, and I can spell my name. You know, people, you'll try, yo, papi, yo, if you can get that done, bro, for real, it's gotta be, yo, 80, 80, 87, 88, or 89, somewhere around it, maybe 90. I don't know, man. Damn, man. Bro, I'm 50, bro. I'm 50 years old. So I'm talking about I won that shit when I was like 16. I won one at 15, 16. The one at 17, I got disqualified. Um, and then the rest was history, puppy. That fatal night, bro. My life changed forever. But anyway, yo, that would mean a lot. That would mean a lot for me, man. For real, for real. They work for Holyoke, the people you know, give it a shot, puppy. You're gonna see me, right? Okay. It says they spelled my name wrong. It says Edwin Mombablo. I think they spelled it with a B. The dude that I fought, his name was Ben Ortiz. I'll never forget him. You know, these moments when you fight, like I said, I've described it before. You know, there's been moments in fights where the guy got my respect, man, and I hugged him after I knocked him out in 35 seconds in the third round. I knocked him out. I dropped him in the second. Um, the crowd went crazy and shit. He hit me with a big shot in the first round. But when he hit me with his biggest punch, you know, everybody, he's from Holyoke. The kid I was fighting was from Holyoke. He was like the town favorite, right? And he won it like mad times and shit. I talked about this the other night. And bro, he hit me with that shot. I think there was a Puerto Rican girl. She was in the crowd and she was bad. And I was like trying to get her attention. And when he hit me, she jumped up and started cheering for him. I was like, yo, I can't have that, bro. I was like, oh, you want to cheer for him? Cheer for him now. Yo, I beat the brakes off that kid. Yeah. Yo, and they were gassing him up. He was good. He was good. I was just better on that night. My will to win on that night, you were gonna have to fucking shoot me, bro. Yeah. Hell no, I wasn't going home back on that bus without that trophy. Not this year. Oh, not that year. We was talking mad shit and throughout the tournament, throughout the year to them, because we kept running into them. And amateur low level things, we was running into their team. And our team was the Ionic Boys Club. You know, um, so our team kept going against their boys club all the time. Like we be in Rhode Island, we be everywhere. And shit, sometimes we fight in the streets. Hey, we get it popping, we get it popping. And yeah, man, that would mean a lot to me, man. Yeah, that if you could track, oh man, I have a lot of other articles in the paper. I was at Worcester Telegram Gazette a few times and shit, but nothing like that moment. Nah. I was such an underdog in that fight. Everybody there thought I was gonna get my ass kicked. Everybody. Yo, it's messed up when you're trying to look for support from your guys and you're like, yo, I got this. And they're not looking you in the eye. My boys weren't looking me in the eye. I'm like, yo, look at me, dog. Nah, you think he gonna beat me? Yo, that gassed me up. That moment, I can't describe. Well, I could try. It was just like, when you're like a young man and you don't know how to control your anger. So the first thing is, well, for me, I would tear up inside. I'd want to cry, but I'm not gonna cry though because I'm in a fucking locker room with these dudes. But it was like out of rage. Then I went through a moment in the locker room that I was cool with him kicking my ass. I was like, all right, I'm outmatched. He's gonna beat me. Um, it is what it is. And as I kept saying that to myself, he's gonna whoop my ass. He's gonna whoop my ass. I remember that day. I said, "You going? Whoa, dog, bro!" I was like, "You gonna whoop my ass? Me? You gonna be? Oh man, Whew. It was. I think I was so mad because of the doubt from my own teammates. I was like, after I whoop his ass, I'm whooping all your asses too. Y'all motherfuckers think he gonna beat me? I, Phew. Yo, I was so much the underdog that day. He was like the freaking town little hero. Tell me I can't do something. Boy, that would be a great moment, man. That picture. That was a good day. And then I'm crazy, right? I win the trophy. And I'm like one of the first dudes from our squad that won it, the Golden Glove, right? I took my trophy, man. I went upstairs. I told you I was after that girl, bro. I went up there, bring my trophy to show her. Man, you was cheering for the wrong Boricua. It was this one right here. So I go up there and they grilling me in Springfield. Like, you know how the gangs out in Springfield, they deep, right? But I'm a crazy little young Puerto Rican kid that just don't. Listen. I probably didn't have enough sense to know they were gonna kick my ass. Thinking back at it, I was so outnumbered. And the Ionic Boys Club team, our boxing team, consists of 6 guys. 6 guys. Their team had 26 fighters. Holyoke. They had 26 fighting team. Our coach kept getting looked past the coach of the night trophy because on average, out of 26 fucking fighters, 18 of them would win. Even if all six of us won, they had 18 fighters that won. They would give it to the other dude. One night, it was a cool moment. I came out late though. I came out late out the locker room. I didn't really see what happened. But I remember they passed us up again. My coach, Carlos Garcia, they passed them up for the trophy of the night. They gave it like to the other dude. The coach from the other team gave it to Carlos. But he didn't give it to him like in the hallway where no one saw it. He won the award in the ring and called him to the ring and gave it to him. And he was like, I'm going to acknowledge your fighters. You guys are good. Like at that time, we had like 8 guys on our team, right? And we all won. He was like, we'll see you guys and the Silver Mittens and Rhode Island. So we go out there, we fight in the Silver Mittens, and so forth, so forth. It was just a rivalry, but these are all cool moments in my very short career before the fatal night that changed my life forever. And then here I am today. So, I don't look back and cry over spilled milk. I'm like, it is what it is, But I reinvented myself and I cover boxing now. And I hope to cover some of the greatest fighters the boxing game has to offer us. And I give my insight and I built this platform for the we can talk about boxing. Now let me do the very thing I said I would do. I want to go calmly check on you guys. And my man Frontline came in the building. It seems like everybody's at work, but Bam Bam, Frontline, go find Bam Bam. He's probably out back smoking a J behind the building in school. He's suspended. Tell him to come to the office. All right. Listen, Frontline, my man. Frontline, if you have a chance, I would like you to go and watch the beginning of this video. If you have, and you heard the announcement with the new Round One Sports Talk squad, I'm inviting you to come on and join us here. We're going to start a new thing. I want to get together with all you guys and really share my vision of where I want to take Round One Sports Talk. I have a direction and a vision for my show, and I would like you guys to be a part of it. You guys been supporting, and everybody else too in the chat as well. As I start to build, we're gonna have guys people come on and talk boxing. The more you come on, listen, you don't have to kiss my ass to come on my show. You could come on my show and put me in my place if you're right. But first, prove me right. Wrong. Right? And I would love you for that. Some people think they go on these people's show, and it seems like the trend is, oh, you got cooked. You got cooked. And if you get cooked one time on somebody's show, I don't know. I think they think you're like, your show's done. I'm an adult. I'm a grown ass man. I've had arguments before I didn't win. On to the next. What? They want to talk about a guy getting cooked on a show for like 6 months. Have you heard some of these KO with Blue Bloods and Blue Bloods with Fernan? And that's all they say to each other. You got cooked, you got roasted. No, what I saw was a good debate that helps promote boxing. Even if you got the one up in the debate, give your debating partner at least some credit for putting on a show with you. There's no respect among these guys. It's all about clicks, views, and I guess whoever the loudest is. It's no more about what they're actually doing in the ring and how do they fight and why they did that. Explain to me, besides saying the basic boxing shit to try to sound boxing educated, he used the jab. He went downstairs and he threw a right hook. You don't know shit about boxing, bro. You just called out some punches that you memorized in your head, how the announcer guy says it. When I hear guys like that, I can actually see through them because I have a fighting in a boxing IQ. And throughout the years, man, I never became a world champion and nothing like that because what happened to me. But um, it doesn't mean that Bomac doesn't know what he's talking about, right? Bomac might be upwards and he's all out of shape, but he made a hell of a fighter, didn't he? Terrence Crawford didn't become Terrence Crawford by himself. You have a boxing mind. Not every man was blessed by the gods to be able to perform what they're thinking and what they're seeing. But the ability to translate it and to teach, that's when you start to give back to the sport in your own unique way. I don't claim to be a journalist. I don't claim to be the best, boxing fan. What I claim to be is a passionate boxing advocate slash reporter slash striving to be a journalist, right? And I'm growing and learning with the sport. If anybody was to come on and try to, I don't know, challenge my credibility for what? Uh, 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 where's your measuring stick? Don't tell me that a professional boxer should be qualified because I don't know if you know this, but a good 80% of boxers don't know shit about boxing history. They might know about fighting and the guys they fought. But we're talking about a sport that is filled with egos, individual. He doesn't study this guy. You know why? Because he thinks he's the best. He's the best fighter in the world. The fuck am I looking at these guys? If you ever notice that sometimes in the boxers or what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name? What division does he fight in? What help? They're looking for help because unless you're fighting him or in his respected division, well they will look into the future or what's ahead, so they'll probably know their own division. But more than likely, unless there's a lot of boxers that don't even watch boxing. They don't watch boxing. They're not a real fan of the sport. They just like fighting. And some people get that and be like, they'll see like, I'm not taking no shots at anybody. No, I'm not going to even say his name because and then they'll think I'm taking a shot at him and I'm just trying to use an example. But there'll be a former boxer or world champion on a podcast and he himself is learning as the days go on. You know, you're a boxer. You know about boxing. Skip Bailiff, um, Stephen A. Smith, well, not Stephen A. Smith. Scratch that. I should never mention his name in the sentence with boxing. He absolutely knows nothing about boxing. But he's good everywhere else, just not boxing. I should have said somebody like Max Callahan. Max Callahan. Now that is guy is a boxing historian. His brother was a boxer, which in fact got killed by a former. He wasn't even good neither. I'm not going to even mention that guy's name. You know why? Because for you, Max Callahan, I won't even let that guy's name come on my show for respect for your brother. And that's just showing respect. His name should never be said again for what he did to your brother on that night. And my condolences to your loss. I know it's been some time ago, but on a weird way. I guess I'm talking about it here, but I'm not mentioning that dude's name. Not on my show. But anyway, um, men like that, Max Callahan and shit like that, that they know what they're talking about, even though he's been criticized for a long time at work, though. And this is where some fans don't understand that when ESPN hires you or anyone, Fox, wherever he worked, when they hire you and they give you a paycheck, it's not necessarily to always talk freely. They have these things, they're called monitors. And whatever they put on that monitor, they're paying him to say. Sometime I know Max Callahan couldn't believe some of the shit he was saying, but sometimes your hands are tied and these networks pay you. They don't pay you to have an opinion sometimes. They want you to talk freely when in the fights, but when they want to sell their agenda or who they're backing, guess what, Max? Get up there. Put your boxing reputation and your name on the line. Yo, I bet some of those interviews, Max was like, what the fuck is this? I know he couldn't believe it because he is hella smart when it comes to boxing, but his name got a little damaged working for networks like that. And his reputation got, you know why? Because I actually had the privilege to talk to him. And what he said on air was not what he said in person by far. And I knew then, I was like, that's how it's going to be. That's why me, Bam Bam, Armando, and Frontline, we got to lock it in. We got to be our own. We can't let these T people bind us. You know what I'm saying? Pushing out their guys. Nah, we going to fight the system. And I'm building a squad. And this is the Round One Sports Talk squad. And we going to get it in. And I believe Bam Bam is trying to set it up so that we come on the first. But like I said, I want to set it up as well, introducing the guys. It's never better than a good time to start warming up. So I'm going to drop this link right now. Anybody feels like I know where Armando is right now. He already explained that. But if Frontline wants to hop on, I wouldn't mind. We can shoot the shit. But yeah. Hold on, what the hell's going on? Drop the link, baby. There it is. Here we go. So we're gonna drop the link. And I'm not sure if any of you guys watch the Angry White Guy. He got a little cool little. He's a supporter of mine, and I support him, and I'll go on his show. So, not yesterday or the day before. I think it was the day before that. I was still sick, but it was like he goes on real late, 11, 12. So I really don't care though how I look. And not to say that I was looking fucked up, but I was playing it off like I am right now, right? Because I feel like shit right now, but I'm just smiling, looking into the camera, doing my thing, you know. So uh I'm on his show. We're kicking it, and yo, the energy was cool. I had them boys thinking. It wasn't so much of the angry white guy. These guys were actually like listening to me. At one point, when I would talk, they would all and that was respect, and I appreciated that. That when the men, we can, in that particular subject, I was either educated or gave my opinion on that, and then I would like to hear what they got to say because I'm also there to learn. I'm also there to soak up boxing information. That's why I do it. You know, I never claim to be the know-it-all. No, I'm learning every day, and I will get better, and I will perfect my craft. And this show right here, Round One Sports Talk, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. And damn it, let's at least hit these like buttons, people. Right? So, So I go, you know, what was I kicking it about right now? Se me fue el hilo ahí. Ayúdame aquí, Amando, que yo estaba hablando. What the hell was I just talking about? My thought just it's like a fart in the wind, real quick. It just, you know what I'm saying? Uh, what the hell was I talking about, guys? On the Notre Dame, I have receipts on you getting cooked on Notre Dame's fight night. Woo! We got receipts in the building. Bring them receipts, baby. Yeah, yeah. Huh? I live in Springfield back in 2009 and 2011. Man, I feel bad for you, bro. That was the Iraq time down in Springfield. Your city was going through it. You know what I mean? Ooh. Chicopee? My sister's brother died in Chicopee, man. Dito. Yeah. He him and his friend Moyo, they were swimming in that Chipiki River. It's like some lake out there. I've never, like, I visited them because they're my primos. You know, shout out to his brother Vic. You know, he's like my brother. But me and my last sister, me and all my there's four of us. Nelly, we all got the same mom and dad, but Evie, she doesn't have the same father. So her brothers were the ones that Evie lived in Chicopee, my little sister, with her dad. And they were in the Connecticut River or something, I think it was called. Now that my memory's coming back. So it was raining out, right? And it was like a little bit of thunder, lightning, they said. And they were telling everybody to get out of it because of the lightning or whatever. And it was like the currents were coming fast. So Moyo jumps in the river, and I guess he hit his head on a rock or a branch or something down there, something, and he went out. And they started seeing the current take him. So my sister's brother, which, you know, he's my brother too, right? He ran down and he jumped in after his best friend Moyo. They never saw them come up out of the water. And then when the rescue teams and the police went into the river, they were looking way down the stream. Everybody, the rescue people, they were looking down. Bro, they died right where he jumped in. He grabbed Moyo, and underneath he grabbed a branch, and he didn't let go. They both drowned right there. He was knocked out, and he didn't have the strength to pull up. They were kids, they were babies. They were like, shit, 13, 14 years old. He couldn't fight the current, man. My little dude, man, paid with it with his life, man. He was trying to save his best friend on some real hero shit. Yeah, in Chicopee. I don't know if you ever heard about that story. I'm not from Chicopee, but yeah, that was a while ago. And then his dad, um, got hit by a drunk driver the following year. Eerie simulation. I think it was like to the day, I think, bro, on some eerie shit. I remember I might be off on the date, maybe, but I'm pretty sure that's what they said at I was young, I was kid too. They were like, "Yo, he got killed on the exact same date. His son died the year before that." So their family took a big hit during that. They lost the older brother and the dad, the provider of the house. That's when they had to leave Chicopee. Yeah, yeah. I'm from Boston though, born and raised. Yeah, the Connecticut River. That's what it's called. Yeah, that's it. That's the one. If you say the name, I knew it was. I think I did say it right, but that's the river. The two young men died in. Yeah, Yeah, man. That was a crazy that was a crazy day, bro. And then too, the realization that they were in the exact same spot where he dove in, because everybody started kept going down, you know. Goody is his brother. I don't know if you know a kid named Goody. He's older like me. He's around my age. Goody's 2 years younger than me. So he's like 48, now. Their family was pretty big out there. They lived by Chicopee, right? The only thing I remember when I would go out to visit them, that there was like a store 24, and it was by like this train track, I think, or Charlie cart. It was just weird out there in Springfield. I didn't damn man, man, I'm busting out a memory here. Like shit's like. But yeah, man, those are some things that occurred. But enough about me and family and stuff. Let's get into this boxing. Where were we? Uh, I believe I was being called the Notre Dame world champion. Yes, in fact, yeah, by definition, you know, uh, yeah, that's how we do around here. We champions in the building. You know what I'm saying? That's where we run our tournament here at Round One Sports Talk, where you can come and join us, have an amazing time, call these fights, and what we do is you try to make your prediction on the where, the when, and the how. Kind of like Clue. It was Colonel Mustard with the candlestick and the fucking conservatory. He did that shit, okay? So this kind of what we got to do. You can't have no 9, 8, like 8. You can't say like round 9, 10, and 11. No, you have to give the exact round, when you believe he's going to get knocked out, or whether you believe he's going to a unanimous decision. But some people like Armando want to play it safe and try to use the unanimous decision. Where that I came up and said, interesting fact. Sometimes these are split decision, majority decision, or unanimous decision. So you're gonna have to get that part right. But if you are lucky enough to call the round and the fighters, such like myself, I am a Notre Dame's belt holder. Okay, I share that distinct thing with another champion, Armando. Okay, and my man Bam Bam has also won it. Has Frontline ever won the Notre?
Stop the cap.
Never. What? Huh?
What did he say?
Yo, Bam. Yeah, I mean. Listen, Armando. Uh, Frontline got to step his game up. Maybe he'll win this time. Which, in fact, one of the times we're gonna have a special giveaway. We're gonna be giving away a hoodie sweatshirt. Matter of fact, let me go get it so you'll see which one it is, and I have to finish it. But bam, brand new red, and I put the words "Round One Sports Talk" right here on the collar. By the time the Naoya inoue fight shows up, we're gonna have Notre Dame right here, world champion. Um, I might as well just send it to myself right now because I'm probably gonna win. Because there's no one more qualified than I to call these fights. But if you think you can beat me and you think you have what it takes, here at Round One Sports Talk, I challenge you. Come on, call these fights with me. Tell me, what do you know about boxing? Can you call these fights in these rounds? Do you think it is as easy as that? But then come on, bring your boxing insight with you. I got my whole squad with me, and we're ready to have a blast. Having a great time calling these fights and watching some amazing fights. So the first round one sport, this is gonna be a collectible. This is like a collectible right here. This is like the original round. Oh, I gotta win it now. I gotta win it. Yeah, yeah. I ain't messing around. Some of these, I'll be like, you know, there's got to be another winner sometime. So I take a dive. I let Armando win. And then it gets to his head, and all of a sudden he's at work knocking over the cups because he's real tough now because he's Notre Dame's world champion. You know what I'm saying? He loses his mind. And then I got to come in and call these fights. So, listen, guys, you guys are amazing. I love all of you guys. I love always sitting down talking about boxing. What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, let me know in the comments. Type who you guys want to talk about in boxing, and or maybe perhaps who do you see on a rise, or who do you see victorious and coming on some of these fights? There's Demetrius Bivol. He's running it back with Arthur. I think that's amazing. But I think the biggest fight right now, realistically, is that Demetrius Bivol fight. Sorry, David the Monster Benavidez versus David Morale. Right? I think that's the biggest fight because it actually got signed. It actually got made. It's not like Teofimo Lopez and the circus act that he has that I've been trying to tell you guys about for quite some time. Although I am a fan of Tio, I like him as a fighter, so don't get me wrong. But let me just point this out. Have you guys not noticed in the last 2 months, Tio has called out everyone? And I mean everyone. I'm surprised he didn't call out Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue, you want some of this? Like, I'm really surprised he hasn't, right? Because he started off, and I don't even think he started here, right? When he got into that debacle with Terrence Crawford and the statement that he made about Black American fighters. I'm not going to even repeat it. You don't get that on my channel, right? So Tio, and then he goes and runs his mouth against Puerto Rican fighters. And you see that he attached his name to Tank Davis, to Terrence Crawford. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he attaches his name to Jaron Boots Ennis. All of a sudden, Tio is fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. But wait, there's more. There's more, right?
A few moments later.
Now I want to fight Brian Norman Jr.
A few moments later.
Now I want to fight Devin Haney.
A few moments later.
Now I want to fight Sabrina Matias. And he ain't fighting none of them. Nobody. Who the hell they just said he wants to fight now? Elvis? Elvis Rodriguez? I don't know what to do with Tio. To tell you the truth, I don't know if he's coming or going, man. Who actually is he fighting? Can anybody figure it out? With all the misinformation he has given. Yo, didn't Mike Carpenter there, the ESPN reporter, report that there were negotiations, almost final negotiation with Subriel? It was recently found out that he's been in negotiation with Subriel since October. October, you say? Give me 1 second. October, you say? October? So if you were going through negotiation in October, why the fuck were you calling these other guys out? Those negotiations been going on since then? Then it comes Mike Carpenter. He tweets this out. Now, mind you, he's with ESPN, which ESPN is co-affiliate with who? Top Rank, Bob Arum. Tio's their fighter. So when Mike Carpenter usually puts out some of these stories, they're pretty reliable for the most part. He's been borderline sometimes, but we can't all get him right, right? Just because you're wrong one day, that shouldn't like discredit every all your other work, like, you know. So he puts out the tweet, and I'm saying to myself, I even said it the other night, because Mike doubled down on it. That was one of the fights I started talking about. Because if you all guys know, I already told you when they said that T.O. and Terrence Crawford, I came right up on this show, right into that camera, and I said, I will not talk about a fight that will not happen. And I was right. When they said Jerron Boots Ennis, I'm not talking about a fight that's not happening. That's why here at Round One Sports Talk, we can see through bullshit. I've led you guys through multiple situations. I told you what when that Virgil shit, I was the one that came on and said, yo, do you guys not notice that the fight's 2 months apart? This guy is gonna have to fight this. There was no way that was gonna happen. And I alerted to you guys to these things. That's why I do my due diligence. But that's why I also got you guys. Because there's a lot of you guys out there that know what you're talking about. And you have helped me in the past. Good information, even though I got to fact check it. But it was still good. I have a lot of subscribers here. There's thousands of Round One Sports Talk subscribers that do watch boxing. Not all of us are boxing historian, but we have a passion and a love for the sport. And when we get close to these fights, if you want to know who's going to win one of these fights, just ask me a question. I'll give you the best insight I can give you. And may the boxing gods do the rest and the fighters. Because technically, we're all taking a shot at the dark here. Now, none of us definitively unless we have a time machine. I can't honestly, but from what I see from the fighters and Styles Make Fights, I'm able to give you a closer view in it, on a fight if you're going to spend your hard-earned cash. If you're the type of person that likes to put a bet, well, then I'll give you my honest assessment. But pay attention when I'm talking. I have a habit of giving both. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I do it on Notre Dame a lot too. I'll be honest with you. I'll give you the real winner of the fight. And then for action, because I love conflict, I'm going to go against myself. I'm crazy like that. I'll be saying, but I break it all down. And if you're really listening to me, you would know when I was calling at those times. But I fail to explain that sometimes because sometimes I can be a little, a little, but since I don't promote gambling, I don't do it. I know lives that have gotten ruined over it. And, I'm not going to be sitting here telling you to do it, but I will not tell you. And if you want to put a bet, I'll hook you up. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to call it the way I see it and may the best man win, you know? Uh, but yeah, absolutely. I love these fights, calling these fights. And we got a lot of big things coming up for this year, 2025. So join us here at Round One Sports Talk. We're gonna have an amazing cast of individuals calling these fights with me. We're gonna go live the first, and I think that's when collectively we should all get together. I would like all of us to be on that one. I have I have a vision for Round One Sports Talk. So we're all gonna have to get together, and I'm gonna have to share this vision with you guys and how the show is gonna be carried. But I believe in the group of guys that are here with us here, and I think we're gonna do fairly well. I'm already doing the show here. You got me. I'm gonna bring us to the promised land. You can count on that. And we're gonna keep this show going, and we're gonna keep giving these fans great boxing content because here at Round One Sports Talk, we do our due diligence to at least track down some of these stories, look up these facts. Armando knows what I'm talking about when it comes to that. That's my number guy right there. And Bam Bam Boogie, he's always behind the scene checking out the things, the latest in boxing news, always getting back to me, and we chop it up as boxing minds, and we put this boxing stuff together. So here at Round One Sports Talk, please don't forget to give these videos a like. I'm really feeling under the weather. I'm pushing myself to stay on and go out there. Oh, my man's gonna comment. Now I gotta stay on a little longer. Yo. Salud, baby. Aquí no te puedo ver el nombre, ven. Eri, el mismo nombre mío. Mira que ciego estoy, ¿verdad? Que de aquí para allá no te puedo ver el nombre. If you haven't been on my show, like most part, I got like guys that are always here. So like I kind of figured out their name because later I'll go on my phone and go like that. That's how I found out that Armando's name is not Armando. It's Arnando. But if you haven't been with us at Round One Sports Talk, I called them that for so long. I said, ya, terminate, ahí quédate, es el nombre tuyo. Cambiamos el nombre del el pobre hombre. Ay, Edwin. I changed his name. That's why I be bad at the names, but I'm honest, and I confront my problems in life. I'll address them. I'm very approachable. I can take criticism. I can take opinions. And I can also take views, on different ways of doing things because I'm a very open-minded individual. I believe that situations are not always one way. Yeah, I learned. Yeah, I could reach out and punch this dude in the face. That's one way I could have handled it. There were others. So I tried today not to lock myself on just what I believe. The ability to grow and to learn is to listen to others. Sometimes people might not be saying the right thing or saying what you want, but maybe they're telling you what you need to hear. And you have to be known in, at least in my world right here, I know how to take constructive criticism. I know how to debate something, walk away to the next debate. I don't stay locked in that. I don't see the significance of it when there's just so many other stories to carry on. You watch these guys show, and I'm telling you, from the beginning of the week to the end of the week, it's the same episode. They keep spinning it. That's all they're doing. They're saying the same two guys, just spinning it. I bring you here life. We talk about a variety of fighters. I jump around and I try to at least hopefully keep you guys engaged, that you enjoy what, you know, you enjoy the show and what I have to offer about boxing. So, guys, at the Coquique, I said, Tio's fans are now that what? Wait. Amando's one pushed you up. That he's ducking Matias? No, they had some evidence come out today. I mean, Tio's looking bad right now. He really is. He's looking bad. I mean, this is literally like the sixth guy he's called out. And he ain't fought nobody. And I keep telling you guys this. This is PR shit, manager shit, 101. Tio, you're going to duck everybody in the division for a little while and pout, right? Then why don't you just attach your name to everybody? You do that. You say a couple way out there lines, right? Good publicity, bad publicity. It's all publicity. You got guys going on podcast shows saying they're gonna shoot Tio when they see him. That's not safe for him in these streets because of what he said of a statement. My man, you really gonna throw your life away? Who you leaving your girl with and your kids? You got the next guy in line so that they can call him daddy, and that dude can put your wife or your girl to bed every night because you decided to go out and shoot Tio in the face over some words. Wow, is it that bad what he said? I mean, it might deserve a smack. Shit, I might pour my drink on you. I don't think I'm gonna shoot you in the face. My man went on a podcast show and he was like, yo, I'm gonna do this to Tio. It ain't safe for him in these streets. I was like, you want to give that much for that? Or you needed to be so cool that you had to get on a podcast show to show the world you're about it. Oh, and by the way, you had already admitted to the murder. Good luck with that. I mean, talk about smart people in the world. I was like, wow, you're cool. You just threatened to shoot Tio in the face on a fucking. I was like, you know what? When I want to get down, I want to take that guy with me. He's smart. Hell no, stay right there, bro. You talk too much. It's crazy. People are getting a little too far with this. I mean, what do you expect? He's a fucking boxer. Fucking, his job is to get his face punched in, his brain fucking. He said some dumb shit. I'm not going to excuse him because he still deserves maybe a smack or something. Or you better get on and say some real better apologies than what that shit was. You know, because I can't say I would tell him like Matias and them to walk away from what he said about the Puerto Ricans. I think Tio deserves to spank that ass, bro. No Diddy, right? In a ring. And I think that Tio slid out the back door. Talk about, if you don't pay me this or do this, I ain't fighting Tio. Motherfucker, your career is hanging on by a thread, Tio, because you keep fighting Steve Klagic type dudes. And I'm telling you right now, I like Tio as a fighter. This is me just being critical. And if you misunderstood anything that I said about Tio just now, go back and see where I said that he sucks, or that I hate him, or that he's this. No. All I've done is say and commented on the things he's done to his own career. But just because I'm harsh on him, a little upset with him, and his little antics in his mouth, I like him as a boxer, though. I might not like him as a person. I don't think he's the best role model, you know, but he can fight a little bit. Not enough to be Sabria now. Mm-mm. Now I see, like, at first I was thinking Tio was going to be that dude and step up. I thought he was a confident Tio. Now I see it's a smokescreen. You little fucking. You weren't going to fight Tio neither. You had me all hyped up thinking, oh, this confident Tio with Canelo, he might show up like he did in Josh Taylor and Vasily. Nah. I think all we got left is Steve Klagic Tio. And if Steve Klagic Tio go up in that ring with Matias and the new, can you say, and the new? Woo! It be popping off. Tio be leaving that ring without that belt, I tell you that much. Hell yeah. Oh, nah, I'll have confidence in Matias. If the version of Tio that fought Steve Klagic come up in this ring right here, This ring right here, he gonna get it. Matias gonna hit him so many times. Tio's gonna literally turn around and look at the referee and say, yo, is there 3 motherfuckers in this ring right now? Because I'm getting punched every direction. All right? I'm getting jumped in here. Yo, ref, are you in on it? You know what I'm saying? He gonna go back to the corner and he gonna tell his corner, yo, Matias a little bit better than I thought. If that version of Tio shows up now, if this Tio, that I gotta admit, he seems to show up in the big fights, man. He really does. And you know, that gets me a little nervous sometimes with Matias' style. Watching Matias in an interview, face looks fat. He looks good. Looks good. Looks strong. Looks strong like bull, right? And although Tio suffered that loss against Liam Paro, well, can't win them all. But I do got to recognize the fighter that is Subriel Matias. This ain't no tomato can. We talk about no Matias here. 5. Repeat. 5. I got a document here. What's it say? 5. Right? 5 undefeated fighters said they uttered those famous words. No mas. They didn't want no more. Undefeated men. Let's think about that. That don't know how to lose. You mean to tell me you had to introduce these gentlemen to another part of the game they were not familiar with? That's called losing. And no Matias did exactly that. 5 consecutive. He had a bad night. He didn't get in his rhythm. Liam Paro read him well. What can I say? I make no excuses for Subriel. He lost. He'll be back. You know why I know? Because he's the boogeyman. You're damn right. And he's coming. And as you can see, how much of a warrior Subriel is. We all know it. We legitimately know he's going back after his belt. The IBF, right? We know that, right? He gets a phone call and some bullshit ass prank caller called him Teofimo Lopez doing prank calls, getting the man all excited. Because did you say the WBO? Oh, by the way, that's Puerto Rico's belt. Why? I can't find a more suitable candidate. Subriel Matias, WBO. And this dude wants to play games. Is the fight almost done? Or is he going to try to fight Elvis Rodriguez? Tio, bro. This has been the story of your career. And it's a goddamn shame because you're a good fighter, bro. And if you don't think I see this, Tio, your last 3 fights, you did this exact same shit. With Steve Klagic, you called everybody else out. With the other dude you fought, the Sandor Martin, you called everybody else out. Yo, you said Arnold Barboza Jr., you wasn't going to fight him because he wasn't on your level. When the man was cracking everybody's ass. But you had to go on and attack his character as a person to avoid him. Tio, you're doing this so much that it's fucking, Ray Charles can see through your shit, bro. I don't know how these other people don't, because this is so blatant. Your last 3 fights, it's like copy, paste, print. You challenge all the good guys publicly. running to Devin Haney. Yo, fight me, Devin! Fight me! But do you end up fighting them? No. Bro, I've gotten more excitement out of the guys he's challenging than him fighting fucking Steve Klagic. At least it's interesting, ain't it? But I can tell you one thing, he's not fighting. And for me to come on and say that about a fighter I like, I fucking like Tio, bro. He won me over in that Loma fight, bro. Right? But just because I like the guy doesn't mean he's going to get any sympathy from me. No, if you doing fuckery shit and I can see through it, I'm going to call you on it, bro. If nobody says anything about this shit, then you're just going to keep doing it. You're going to keep stringing us along. And then Teal's all mad because I guess Bob Arum won't give him $2 million for his fight. He made like $800,000 his last fight or some bullshit. I don't know what it was. I stopped keeping track of him. He fought Steve Klagic. I think he got like $800,000. He didn't even get $1 million for that fight. But yet Teal wants to get paid like a superstar, but he don't want to fight superstar fights. I don't, and I think he's good enough to do it. I don't know why he's doing this shit. I really don't. You know, his power never really did carry over like I thought it was. Maybe that's what it is. Teal's not cracking these guys. He might be second guessing himself. You know, fighters go through weird shit in their career. Trust me. I've seen athletes, baseball players wear the same socks the entire season or the same hat because they went on a hitting streak. Athletes do weird shit. You know, after a TO fight, he started saying it to the camera, do I still got it? And then Tio tells lies and he forgets that he told that lie. First, he tried to say that he was joking. Come on, I knew the camera was in my face. I said that because I wanted you guys to think that. Then he comes on in another interview and he says, see, in this moment in my career, I even questioned if I had that dog inside of me. So in this fight right now, I ran that extra mile. This fight right here, I'm better prepared for this fight than any fight. And I'm looking at the interview saying, so you're blatantly telling us that in all those other fights, you weren't training good because according to you, this is the best training camp you ever had. So what you're saying is that the rest of your career was bullshit? Think about what you say before you say it, Tio. Bro, I'm telling you, these guys, the boxers are not boxing historians. They hear one boxer say it, they think it sounds cool and they say it. And I'm looking at the guy and I'm saying to my inside, I don't want to fucking call him out on it, right? Because I usually am trying to get an interview. So I want to play nice sometimes. And I'm looking at him and I'm saying to myself, why did it take all these fights for you to get this phenomenal training camp that you're claiming? You're basically telling us it's like that one athlete he doesn't speak English and they told him this one line to say, just say, give it 110%. She's like, and what is your sneaker size? We play hard, we give 110%, and we got the W. So you were born in Oklahoma, you went to high school there? Play hard, 110%. You know what I mean? Those kind of guys. Yo. Tio is just a Latin Devin Haney. Ha ha! Tio! It's Tio! Hey, Tio, who's your next opponent? Naoya Inoue. You want to fight me? Come to 140 and I will fight you. Come on, man.
Stop the cap.
Like, Tio, like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? Like, I don't know, man. But I'm not going to allow him to continuously do this stupid shit. And then got these guys. Yo, you know how many YouTube channels I've seen that broke down every situation with every fighter that Tio mentioned? They legitimately have like rows of videos and descriptions about a fight that never took place. That's a lot of fucking wasted work right there. You know, people are gonna go back and hopefully when they see they oh, you got a lot of content. Let me go check it out. He talking about Tio versus Jerron Buchanan, Tio versus Brian Norman Jr., Tio versus fucking Devin Haney. Like, and the list goes on. Tio versus Supriya Matias. I've even get because my commenter said that he was gonna fight, and he's with ESPN. I was like, that's got to be like one of the best sources. If I'm not getting nothing back, he's a reliable. And come to find out this morning, fucking Elvis Rodriguez's name being thrown around. Yo, I'm fed up with Tio's bullshit, bro. He thinks he can just get on and play with you guys. And he's like trolling all of us. And in his own sick little world, Tio does stuff. Then he realizes he does it. Then he'll come out and say, I was trolling you. When meanwhile, he was just so goddamn fucking dumb that he was challenging and forgetting what he said the last week. Because you can't be that fucking. You tell one lie, it leads to another. You tell two lies to cover each other. You guys remember that shit? Huh? I remember that little skit on Saturday morning's cartoons. It taught me not to lie. Shit. Man. Yeah, I won't cover that neither. Haney versus Broner. That's a fight that's never gonna happen. Well, Broner, yeah. I I I got that confused for 1 second. That's AB you're talking about, right? Devin Haney will probably fuck around and fight him like a bum ass motherfucker that he is, right? Because that's pissing me off. And Devin Haney's got skills, but in that split second, I'm gonna call him bum ass, but I really don't mean it. I like Devin, right? But he pisses me off because AB shouldn't he be a fighter that you should even be thinking the possibility of fighting him? AB's done. Stick a fork in him. His career is over. And he has nobody to blame but himself. That is the definition of wasted talent. AB was a remarkable fighter. He was good. He was really good. He wants to start humping dudes, Madonna behind their back, and then get knocked out, and then get humped on. He tried to PDD him, and the guy ended up PDDing him and knocking him down several times in the fight, damaging him. He walked out like this. And Mayweather said, AB stands for always broke. Yo, Mayweather ain't shit, man, for that one. Yo. But AB, bro, come on, bro. I was thinking that you were talking about that actually the guy that beat AB. That what's his name again? Help me out with this real quick. Let me see if my team is on it. Armando, give me his name. I know his name, man. Fucking, it's just escaping me right now. He beat the shit out of AB. Yeah, he hits hard. Now, they were saying that Tio might fight his name Ben. What's his freaking name? It's on my head. Even Tio is rumored to fighting him, the guy I'm talking about, which someone's gonna put it in the chat right now. Because at Round One Sports Talk, I know my guys are there with me. Drop the name. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Blair Cobbs. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's my Round One people right there. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some love for my people. You know what I mean? That's the Round One chat. That's what I'm talking about, chat. You know what I mean? Way to beat it. So Blair Cobbs, I think he hits too hard, quite as kept, to fight like a Tio. Like, I think Blair Cobbs, he's awkward like a motherfucker, right? And them awkward ass punches, bro. There be them awkward fighters like that give good, more technical fighters trouble, bro. They do. Because Tio's looking, but Tio's a little wild. He's a little wild guy when he can be wild. Tio, he can box. Tio's a little spontaneous. He's trying to let the fight flow. The only one thing with Tio that you can really fuck with is his mind. That's what George Camboza did to him. George and then Tio, for not having the mental strength or the mental fortitude to recognize that he wasn't just going to knock this guy out. Instead of settling into the fight, Tio was just chasing him with one punch. It was so obvious. Like, Tio's boxing IQ on that night took a hit. Yeah, his mental fortitude as a boxer on that night took a hit. Boxers knew, fighters, real fighters, they knew they could fight his ego. You start fucking around with Tio in the ring, and Blair Cobb starts talking shit to him, he's gonna try to Blair my catch. I think he hits hard, bro. He hit AB, bro. That shit shocked him. But he's really been no good ever since that Madonna fucking massive ass whooping. Madonna got motherfucking Floyd Mayweather's tooth on a chain. Yo, if I was Floyd, I'd be tight. I gotta go get that tooth, bro. You ain't gonna be rocking that shit, and I'm Floyd. I pull up. I need that. I will whoop your ass if you don't take that off. You know what happened the last 2 times, right? Take that bitch off. I'll throw you a few bucks. Very funny. Give me that shit. You know what I mean? I had to go get that shit. Nah, I ain't letting no motherfucker walk around with a chain on with my tooth in it. Goons, go get that. Yo, Mando. Fuck that. You ain't walk. Nah. I had to go get that. Ryan Frazier in the building. That's my dude boxing off. How you doing, baby? Just sitting here talking, boxing, politicking it up. Really trying to take my mind off this. I think I have I'm at the last stages of the Rona. I think I caught it. I never officially got tested, but yo, that shit was crazy. I've been in bed for 3 days, bro. I got liquids coming out of everywhere, bro. I didn't think liquids should come out of those places, and they were coming out of there. Yo, I've been toe up, and like having a blast here with you guys, trying to keep my morale and my spirits up because this whole shit right here is on fire. I got like a headache, an eye ache. It's going through all this, and it's just radiating. But you know, keep my mind. I want to keep moving. I'm hot, cold, fucking. I'm just like, and now I just started talking about it. Now you start to feel bad. I was just feeling good for like a good hour, But no, guys, man, listen, there's a lot of amazing fights that we have boxing coming up. You know, David the Monster Benavides and David Morrell has to be one of the biggest fights that is kicking off the new year. And as you can see, the Saudi prince, and there's a lot of players coming into the sport of boxing, which is adding new flavors to the sport of boxing. There are a lot of other countries that are even competing and getting great coaching now. And boxing is they're coming around in a real unique era where that 2023 was a huge explosion in boxing. And once 2023 really kicked off, although there's been, those one or two fights here and there, but for the most part, boxing's been really good to us. It really has been. And I'm eager, anxious to start the new year. And here we go again. We got some of these biggest fights. And then, we got fights that we should have had last year that we're going to be getting in a month. Naoya, inoue, Sam Goodman. I can't wait to see that little electrifying of a man. Like, he is a warrior, this guy right here. And I always like to see the best perform at the highest levels. I'm curious who is going to be the next man up to take these guys' position while these men are on their way out. Naoya Inoue, I believe he's 31 now, right? Tank Davis is getting up there, 30 years old. Saul will be leaving shortly. Terrence Crawford at 37. Some of these fighters are going to start to make their last final years and transcending out of the sport of boxing. What do we have that could take their place? Well, can you say Abdullah Mason? Can you say Cormiel Moten? Can you say Xander Zion? Can you say Oscar Collazo? These are all young fighters that are moving their way up, and we will be seeing a lot more of these men. Junto Nakatoni, Bam Bam Rodriguez. I can't wait to see Bam Bam Rodriguez back in the ring. We also have a rematch for all four belts for Supremacy at the 175 pounds, where Arthur and Demetrius Bivol are running it right back. Love that power move in the sport of boxing. There's two men right there that saw saw two things wrong. Both men said, "Did you say controversy? You don't believe I won? No? Run it back." Real warrior shit right there. Real warrior shit. And they didn't wait a year to run it back, 2 years. They ran it right back, and they're capitalizing on the momentum of the fight. It was a good fight. It was a good fight. Demetrius Bivol, for me, he lost the championship rounds. The last image that the judges had was him flaring, bouncing off the ropes. He was barely surviving. And all I saw was Arthur coming forward. And these are in the championship rounds for all the belts. You're going to have to close the deal. And I think he learned something from that on that night. Fight was very interesting. Very interesting. I can see, though, clearly who had the more power. But doesn't mean that Demetrius Bivol's shots didn't have no pop. Excuse me. Boy, I thought we were going to get an accident on Round One Sports Talk. We would have had all kinds of meme because everything started to come up right there. And the last image you guys would have saw of this live stream is me going blah all over everywhere. And I'd have been like, signing off from Round One Sports Talk. What the hell? Like, yo, this shit is kicking my butt. But no, it's not. We're going to beat this code. We're going to get out of this. And we're going to hop on. And me and the team, we're going to get together and we're going to squad up. I'm telling you, man, we're going to have an exciting year here at Round One Sports Talk. Please join me. Please, if you really support the channel, reach down and at least give me a like. I mean, that's not asking for too much. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. And as my channels grow, join the thousands of Round One Sports Talk fans, and where you can come here, participate, comment, interact. It's all good. It's a safe environment here at Round One Sports Talk where we can talk boxing. I'm not gonna let any of my guests, at least say I'm gonna shoot him twice. Nah, you gotta go, bro. You know what I'm saying? Take that to their channels. Talk about I'm gonna see Tio. I'm gonna shoot him twice in the face. I was like, whoa, my man, chill. Like, really, like, you know, you gotta learn in life. Everything's not 0 to 100. You know, you stepped on my J's. I shot you. Really, for a pair of J? Did you really do that? Like, I'm scratching my head. Like, your life must not mean anything to you, huh? Just freely throw it away. So, and I know guys say things out of anger, but those are some of the things you should not say on and plus this gentleman had that's not his podcast. That's not, that's the guy had, trusted in the fact that you would come up and this happened. So, you know, you know, I'm just supporting boxing, and I don't think that, you know, uh, we should take it to another level. Let's just keep it on boxing, and let's promote the sport we love, and come and share, because this is an educational program as well. And if you bring real boxing knowledge, you know what you're talking about. Even if you didn't know what you were talking about, you don't have to be like this boxing historian. If I see a passion and I see that you're trying, and most importantly, you're keeping it 100. That's all I ask. That's all I ask for my fans. You don't gotta be no damn boxing guru to appreciate boxing. You're a fan, then you're a damn fan. And you know what? For me to you, you're a hell of a fan. And I appreciate you. So here at Round One Sports Talk, we appreciate all our fans. And give yourself a round of applause. Here's a bell for you. You know what? You're a champ. And to all the Round One Sports Talk subscribers and the thousands of subscribers, what's up? How you doing? From me to you, Round One Sports Talk. We champions up in here. All right? So listen, fight fans, have a good night. I hope to kick off this year much better than the last year. And I think I had an amazing year. It's time to even step it up that further. I'm the one. I'm going to bring us there with my team, because I can't do it alone. But I know my team's going to trust in me, and I'm going to trust in them. And we're going to come and give you great boxing content. So we're going to put on an amazing show for you time and time again, get a real schedule locked down with my team. And we're going to take over this boxing thing, because here, Round One Sports Talk, we are the undisputed champion of this here. Fight fans, on to the next one. After this one, here at Round One Sports Talk. Y'all have an amazing night. Peace. Woo! Great show tonight. Great show.